Raja, in the era of the global workforce, we're often asked questions about guiding a multinational organization. What are the keys to promoting cultural sensitivity in an organization? And do you feel that companies should sort of shy away from pointing out cultural differences or celebrate them? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, this is a universal problem, not only Middle East. What I think the solution is principles. Like, you know, we belong to Franklin Covey Company, and what unites all these cultures is principles, and principles do not change. Values, they change, but principles do not change. So I see that principles unite, and the direction, the end in mind, and all these things. So once people are aligned with these principles, then values will go parallel with principles.
You're well known for your success in the sales and marketing realms. This has been a very difficult time over the last 5 years in terms of economic situations in many countries around the world. Sales professionals now are competing for microscopic amounts of time and budget. How does a sales manager keep his staff motivated during these times, or even help them to sustain their own self-motivation? Yeah.
This is my favorite subject because, you know, in Lebanon we scored big time, not in recession, in fighting, in war. So if you can overcome war, you can overcome this. So when it's not only the buyer, it's the seller. Usually, let me give you 3 facts that Dr. De Bono, we represent him also, has about recession. First, 30% of recession is real. 20% is games company play, you know, to get rid of some of their employees, what have you. And 50% is fear, media, and what have you. And then I went back to Einstein, and Einstein said, you know what are the 3 powers that rule the world? 1, greed. 2, stupidity. And 3, fear. So I combined, you know, the fear of De Bono and the fear of Einstein, and I felt that if 30% is real, let's go to the 70% and fight it back. So I created a course that's called Thanks God It's Recession. Oh. And 70%, according to statistics, they survive the recession. 25 they fail, only 5 they thrive. And we encourage people to thrive. Now, talking about the client, look at the salesperson. If fear is the problem, what happened to him or her? So what I teach, you know, when everybody is sleeping, you go and yeah, that's thanks God is recession, because the problem is that when you don't have recession, but when you have recession, the sales management, we teach them how to. It's the battle of the mind, fear. De Bono talked about it, Einstein talked about it. So you have to know how to grab opportunities. And most companies, they made their wealth. Actually, ours, one of them is because of that everybody is scared and everybody is sleepy.
Now, part of being a better boss is exemplifying the work ethic and the values that one would want others to follow. Living the principles, that's one of STARMANSHIP's list of 5 values. Mm-hmm. Has the need for self-preservation in light of the economy that we've been experiencing, has that caused managers in many organizations to sort of lose sight of maintaining those values and living their company's principles?
My opinion, after the Enron issues and the WorldCom and all this, the world is becoming more principle-centered, or should be more, because there's more transparency, and you cannot even lie one lie. So that's why, if you notice, we put it as the first value, living the principles. There's no room today, and it's our age now. It's not the age of you know, the smart shortcuts and what have you. So we believe greatly. For example, win-win. One of the principles, win-win. If I try to, you know, to squeeze my employee, what will happen when the recession is over? If I want to do the same with my customers, what will happen when the recession is over? So the best way is the best principle is to win-win, because the recession is not here forever. We are in a capitalistic world system, so it's a cycle. So I think principles overwhelm now, overcome.
Stephen M.R. Covey has done a great deal to bring the message of the importance of truth and trust to the masses. Tell us your own thoughts on how executives can do more to embody and instill trust among their workforce.
Yeah, this is one of the hottest subjects today. Wherever you go, you hear about the trust issue, and even in political, for example, in my country, there are two political parties divided together, and they all say it's a matter of trust. So if they read the book, Leading at the Speed of Trust. Now, what is the speed of trust? Let's talk on governmental issue, national issue. When there is trust between these two parties, or whatever two parties, or the employee and his manager, or the wife and her spouse, productivity will go up, meaning the national income will go up, and the waste will go down. And what is the problem in so many countries? That they have waste and low productivity. They want less hours. And the contrary, according to Stephen M.R., is true. When there is a trust between me and you, then productivity will be between the employee and the manager. Productivity will go up, and they will remember to put off the lights during the weekend and not to burn the UPS and inform you about everything, and they will not release, corrupted information to competition. So it's a very important subject. However, it starts from the person. That's what they don't know, and that's what Stephen M.R. talks about. It starts from within, and then it has a rippling effects from me to you, and then to the market and the organization, and then the societal. So imagine now what's happening in the world. If the society is corrupted, it will affect backwards on the person. So the book and the seminar encourages people to start with yourself, work on your character, and then go up level by level. It will give you the rippling effect.
And that's what the responsibility of the executive is. It starts with his or her own belief, and then
we heard lots of stories last week about executive who is a candidate for presidency. So how can I trust that guy?
STARMANSHIP's work in Lebanon and in the surrounding region means that you're connecting now with one of the largest talent pools of young people in the global society. Mm-hmm. People have varied impressions of today's youth, and each region has its own particular problems. But no one can deny that the group that you're dealing with in Lebanon and in the surrounding region, they are already affecting great change on the world stage. Mm-hmm. What do you see as the strengths of young executives from a business perspective, and how would you help them improve as they seek their own, as you put it, path to stardom? Mm-hmm.
It also goes to Covey teachings, not MR, but the 7 habits. We've been. It seems like I'm talking about the Middle East. We've been like in a jar with a lid, and this Zig Ziglar talks about it. You put some fleas in the jar, and for 3 days you put the lid, and then you take up the lid. They don't jump above the. So there was some kind of a ceiling put. Now what I'm saying since the last 15 years, that through teachings and encouragement that we give, that they are realizing that they have more potentials. And the difference is that we're living in the knowledge worker era, not in the manual. So you have to you work smarter, not harder. Or if we want to put it in the Bono words, he created a new word, EBNE, E-B-N-E. Excellent. What was before is excellent, but not enough. Yeah. So harder is good, but what do you get? I used to get ulcers, not money. But smarter is what will make them. And I saw lots of smart people. That's why our vision, if you see our website, is the Middle East shall never be the third world again. It will be the first world in the coming 10 years, because what you are saying, and why I released it in 2010, is because I waited for 15 years. I saw some people really taking the ceiling out and improving their, utilizing their potential and doing, so I'm backed up. So our motto is get the best from the West and use the energy that God gave you. He gave us so much talents, and they are using it. Now talk this to old executives. One guy, he said, now you are telling me about this, it's too late. So yes, the youth are the future.